Amen.
Without my 5 minutes, we'll see our Rabbanan Kaddish. Noach is tzaddik, Tomei Hoyib L'Roisor. Noach is tzaddik, some translation that he was a very righteous man, very tzaddik. Tomei Hoyib L'Roisor. He was very pure and very innocent in his generation. And there's a difference of opinion in the Chazal. Yesh Dorshim Mishvach, Yesh Dorshim B'Gnai. Some interpret this to mean the greatness of Noach, and some interpret it to mean that he was not that great. And one says, Ish Tzaddik Tom Hoyav D'Reisov, Ish Tzaddik, that he was a tzaddik, but only B'D'Reisov, only in his generation was he considered something special. Like here in White Lake, if somebody washes Nagelwasser, somebody say, my goodness, he's a chossid, he's something very, very special. In Williamsburg, in Borough Park, he washed Nagelwasser. Who doesn't wash Nagelwasser? So in his community, in his generation, he was a tzaddik. But he was very Moshe. If you had been in the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, when there's such tremendous Torah giants, so pure and so innocent, such saintly individuals, so he wouldn't mean anything. But the Shvach told him that he was very, very innocent and very pure, that he was very, very special. The Malbim says, he said, both really only mean to compliment him. He said the difference between a tzaddik in the environment that he's in, and a tamim, an innocent, pure person, and the atmosphere, the climate that he finds himself in is the following. If you're in a generation where they scoff at you, if you keep Shabbos, they laugh at you. Well, Shabbos is not part. Shabbos for this day and age. Dietary laws, kashrus for this day and age. Well, who's got the time for that? That's for old-fashioned. That was for the old country. It's not for us. It's for angels, not for human beings. So a person in that kind of a climate, if he finds himself, he has to struggle. So it calls upon such a tremendous reservoir of innocence and of purity. So this is a very special, this is a very, very high level of human being. But if he lives in a generation where everybody puts on film, you come into Williamsburg, what do you mean you don't put on film? You come into Borough Park in the Monsey Monroe. But there you're an outcast. Here you're an outcast if you put on film. There you're an outcast if you don't. So there, it doesn't draw in any kind of reservoir of tefillah. It's not so special to be innocent. But a tzaddik, the other way around, if he finds himself in a generation where there's nobody else like him, so he might go downhill even somewhat. But if he finds himself in a generation of other where there's the atmosphere is so thick with Torah study and Torah practice, even more. So it's not really both. So in other words, if he would have been, Noach would have been the generation of Moshe Rabbeinu, it wouldn't have been. He didn't have to be so innocent that everybody keeps Shabbos, and everybody keeps kosher, and everybody puts on film. The conclusion, there was a very, very pure, innocent individual who had 100 ruble, and he was looking for a place, a safeguard where to hide them. So he thought to himself, my goodness, the best vault and the best hiding place is to go into a house of study or a shul and take out a chumash, and he turned to where the 10 Commandments, where it said, Lo yishig thou shalt not steal. He put in the 100 ruble there, and Lo yishig thou shalt not steal stares in the face. Who would have the audacity? That's the greatest safeguard in the world. Who would have the audacity to touch 100 ruble? He puts it in, closes it up, and makes a mark what kind of chumash it is, and puts it back on the shelf. He comes back comes back a while later when he needed 100 ruble, and he opens up to where he finds that chumash with that marking, and he turns to the 10 Commandments, where it says, "Thou shalt not steal." Well, he's shocked. It's incredible. How is it possible someone should have the audacity to touch someone else's 100 ruble when they're staring in the face, "Thou shalt not steal"? So then he turns further, comes to Kedoshim, where in Leviticus and Vayikra, it says, "V'ahavta l'reacha kamecha," thou shalt love thy neighbor like thyself. And he finds 50 ruble there. So he says, looks at him and says, "Look at my goodness." He says, "Look what a pure-hearted individual that was." He says, "I, in his place, if I'd have seen 100 ruble stared there, I'd take the whole 100, put it in my pocket." He thought about somebody else. That's what Trina said. Chanani ben Akash Omer. ורץ הקודש ברוך הוא, וזכי שיש ישראל, ותיקח אבן תרב יסוי שנאמר, עד מלך חודש ועד שיטוי, יד ותרב יד.